I am going to be ranking every single NFL team's logo. Um, so let's just get into it. I am going to add a tier at the bottom called letter logos, just because I'm going to put most of them in their own tier. Some of them are a little different, but let's just get into it. So, Giants are just going to go there. The Jaguars logo, I actually quite like it. Um, I think that it definitely is a good logo. Like, it looks good, and I think it's an A tier. I think that maybe there's something you can do better. I mean, like, it is a Jaguar, right? And it looks good, but I just feel like maybe there's something more exciting you can add to it. And the Jets now, there's enough. It's like inside of a football, then there's another football inside of it. I think it's a bottom tier logo, which is C in this list. Um, it's just not very good. It's just New York Jets with a football, and that could even be worse than the letter logos, to be honest. But it's just not a very good logo. Moving on to the Lions, I like their logo too. I think it's kind of similar to the Jaguars though, where it's just like a lion. Even though I think that the Jacksonville Jaguar does look better than the lion. So in my opinion, I'm gonna put it in B tier, even though I really do like the logo. The Packers, obviously it's historic or whatever, but it's just the letter G but widened. There's really like nothing interesting about that. So it just goes down with the Giants logo. The Panthers logo I actually think is good too. Obviously the on-field team isn't, but I think it's another solid logo, right? It's a little different than how the Jacksonville Jaguar head is, but I still think that the Panthers have a good logo. I would say that's better than the Lions. I'm not sure if I like it more than the Jaguars. We'll stick it in A for now though. And the Patriots logo, in my opinion, it looks kind of weird. I don't hate the logo at all, but I just think it's kind of odd looking. So in that, I'm gonna put it in B tier. Um, Even though I don't necessarily hate it or anything. So, and we are gonna add another row. I don't know why it won't work, but um, we're gonna add a D tier since we don't have one right now, and we're gonna move the Jets into it, and the Patriots are gonna go down to C. Just so we have more options here and just so it's a little more fleshed out. The Raiders logo, it's kind of inside of a shield. Then you've got the pirate in the background with like the old school football helmet. I actually do like this logo more than the Patriots logo. I'm not sure if I like it more than the Lions logo, but we'll put it right behind them in B tier right now. And the Rams logo, it's once again another letter logo, except it kind of has the ram in the back of it. We'll just put it in D tier, but it could even go into the letter logo category. It is a pretty like modern, like fleshed out, like fresh looking logo, but I'm just not a big fan of it. Um, I think it is better than the Jets though. I think we can probably go C tier with it. And the Ravens, I actually really like this logo. Um, it's the Raven does look pretty like mean and fierce, and I think that the B inside of it looks well too. So I think it's actually going to be A tier. It could even be an S tier logo. It's going to be the first S tier logo. How about that? And if I decide to bump it out, we will. But I think that's a very good logo. The Saints logo I actually really like too. Um, I'm gonna put it in A. I think it's a very good logo, and I think it's better than the ones below it. The Seahawks, I'm gonna put in B or maybe even C. I think that the I don't think it's the best bird logo. I think almost every other bird logo does look better. So I'm gonna put it in. I think I'm gonna put it in C, even though I will say it's better than the Patriots and Rams. The Steelers logo, I get that this one's also another iconic logo, but it just doesn't look good. I think it goes down there with the Jets because it's kind of the same concept. It's inside of a circle, and I guess there's diamonds, right? But it's just nothing too special. The Texans I actually really like their logo too. I think I'm gonna put them in the top of A right now, but could go up to they could go up to S. I think that the bowl looks really good, and I think that it's really fresh and kind of clean looking too. So they're gonna go into A tier. The Tennessee Titans, I actually do like their logo. The T kind of resembles like a sword in the front, and I think the flames and stars look good with it too. Um, I'm gonna put it in B tier, but I think it's definitely better than the Raiders logo. The Vikings, I don't hate this logo. I think it's a very solid looking logo. I think it's better than the Raiders logo. It's kind of like a similar thing with like the guy, but this one's just kind of looks like a Viking. Um, I think I might bump the Raiders down to C, but we'll go ahead and do that instead of waiting till the end. The Niners logo, it's just another letter logo, just with a different kind of, uh, it's differently sorted, it's differently positioned, so it's gonna go into that category. The Bears logo, I actually really like this one. I know they did make this primary, even though I don't think it's on the helmets. So I think I'm still gonna put them into B tier. I feel like it just looks like kind of like fuzzy, um, and kind of like not very like smooth. And I think that it could be like detailed a little better. But I still don't think it's a bad logo. It's definitely better than that crappy C they had before. But we're gonna move on to the Bengals, and the Bengals definitely have the best letter logo. So I'm gonna rank it like the other logos, and I'm gonna have it at the bottom of B. I think top of C. I mean, it is just a B, but I really do like how they get the stripes in there. Like the Giants are just NY, the Packers are just a stretched out G, and at least the Niners do something a little better. They go at the top of letter logos, but I think that the B, the stripes just make it actually look like a clean logo, even though it's definitely nowhere close to the best. The Bills, I think I'm gonna put in B or A. I think that the Buffalo looks good, and it's definitely the best or better logo in B tier. I'm just not quite sure if it's good enough to go into the A tier. So I'm going to put it at the top of B for now. The Denver Broncos, I think they're also going to go into B. A lot of people want the older logo back, but I still think this is a very good logo. So they're going to go into B. The Browns are just going to get D tier because it's a football helmet. The Cardinals is definitely a better bird logo than the Seahawks. Um, not quite as good as the Ravens, but I think it can go into A tier. I still think it's a very good logo. Maybe even top of B. We'll stick it in the bottom of A for now. The Buccaneers, I actually do like their logo too. Even though it's a flag, some people might not be a fan of that, but I still think it's a good logo. I like how the skull is with the football in the middle between the swords. I'm gonna put it probably at the bottom of A. I do think it's a really good looking logo. And the Chiefs basically have a letter logo, except it's in an arrow head. So we're just going to go bottom of C. I think that's fair for it. I'll just go and move the Commanders to letter logo. And the Chargers, I think this is another mediocre logo. It's just a lightning bolt. And I don't think it looks very good, honestly. So I think it'll go C tier. I think it's better than the KC. Um, KC might get bumped down to D. We'll see. The Colts, obviously, it's very simple. It's just a horseshoe, but I think it's good for that. So I'm going to go B tier with it. I think that's a fair, maybe even top of C, but we're just going to leave it in B for now. The Cowboys are going to go into D because it's just a star. I know it's like iconic too, but it's just a star. There's nothing special about it. I actually really like the Dolphins logo too. I think it's going to go into S tier. I like the sun in the background. I think it looks very well and smooth. The Eagles probably have the best bird logo. So I think this one could go in A or S too. We're going to go S tier. So I think the Falcons also have a very good logo. I think that they're going to go behind the Cardinals in A tier. Um I'll put them above the Cardinals actually. I think the Cardinals have a very good I think the Falcons have a very good logo. And just to make this list a little more even and finalize it a bit, I think we can add another one to the S tier because a lot of these logos are very good. So we'll bump the Texans up there. I am a big fan of their logo. It's just so clean. And I think we can probably move KC down to. We'll move the Chargers down to D. I mean, there's not much else you can do with a team like the Chargers, but it's just like it's not a very great logo. I think KC can also get moved down to D, just above the Chargers, just because other than having an arrowhead around it, it's just the Niners logo, and it could even go down to the letter logo tier, just because it's like the most definition of a letter logo. Um, Maybe we can move one more down to C, but I think all of these teams in B tier have very good logos, and I'm fine with keeping them all there. So I think this is my final ranking of the NFL team logos. Some of these might change with the new uniforms coming out for a couple of teams, but I don't think any logo changes are happening, just uniform jersey design changes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little tier list. I hope to see you again.